Welcome to Think Alive. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
Welcome back to the Thinker, everyone. It's another beautiful day in sunny southern Spain, which is living up to his name. Look at that sky, fantastic. It's our first video of 2023, and we sincerely hope you all had a fantastic Christmas and a great new year, and we'd like to wish you all the best for 2023. However, in Spain the celebrations aren't over. As this video is out on the 5th, it's the Three Kings fiesta tomorrow on the 26th, on the 6th, and tonight is the night of all the parades. It's a big event in Spain. I don't know if we'll have anything in our little village, it's so small. Even the fiesta in the summer only had 4 floats, and one of those was a shopping trolley. So yeah, I think I like the new year. It's a good point in time to reflect on the previous year, and possibly on the coming year as well, on the year ahead. So I'd just like to, we've had a little look back at it about what we've achieved in 2022, and yeah, we thought we'd kind of go through it with you. I've got young Alf with me here. He has a run around. He's got an obsession with going on the roof. He runs up the sleepers, around the wall and onto the roof. It's not a sensible place for a little cat to be, is it? No. When we first moved in here, because of all the lockdowns and stuff at the time in 2021, we weren't ready to move in, but it kind of forced our hand, and we're totally, completely 100% off grid here, and been a good boy. The first thing we had to address was the water. We were getting it, we thought, we had this great idea that we could collect it off the roof, a certain amount anyway, and we're supposed to get around 300 millimeters, which is what, about a foot, 12 inches of rain annually. We don't get anywhere near that, and when it comes in such small dribs and drabs, we don't get enough to flow into the, oh, Jesse's here now, into the deposit. We figured incorrectly that with that 300 millimeters a year, we've got 100 square meters of roof that feeds, half the roof basically, that feeds into the deposit. We figured we should get something in the region of 30,000 litres or so, but of course it doesn't. When you only get 2, 3, 4, 5 millimeters of rain, it doesn't even put anything, it just lands on the roof and sits there and kind of evaporates. So we had a big water tank delivered, which actually solved our water problems. We were getting it delivered and put into the big deposit outside, which leaked. We had 21,000 litres delivered. We lost 8,000 of it. So we figured economic sense as well as anything. We've got a big 20,000 litre tank now. We get that filled, costs us €130 for 21,000 litres, and we get it filled about twice a year. More than enough water with what we can collect from our other deposits. So that was the first job. So our initial main focus was getting somewhere nice, decent and clean that we can live in. We had the old hayloft, which you've probably seen. There's pictures and stuff coming up. Before we moved in, or just about as we moved in, we had a bathroom done, we had a bedroom 90% done, but you know, more than adequate. but that was it basically. But at least we had somewhere we could sleep and, you know, shower and all that kind of thing, which was important obviously for anyone. So come January, we started working on the main living area of the apartment, putting in making it nice, putting in a little kitchenette thing, with a cooker and a sink and stuff, or a hob and a sink, obviously the fireplace. We've still not finished that room, and we've still got the floor to do, but the hearth and everything's done, the steps done. It's literally just the main floor. But yeah, that kind of took us through into February as a slow process, building all that, you know. It just takes forever, but we're very happy with the result. We actually planned to put the floor, we want to put a wooden floor in there in the summer when we mainly lived outside and didn't need to be in there. We could empty the room, but the price of wood just went absolutely crazy. I think when we first started buying the floors and stuff, it was about €12 a square metre, maybe a bit less, and it went up to 30 odd, 35, perhaps even €40 a square metre, which is just prohibitively expensive. It's coming down again now. It's down to about 16, which is a lot better, so we're getting somewhere near, so we might be getting that done soon. But anyway, in the meantime, so coming into March, it should have been warming up. This winter, last winter, 2021-22, was terrible. It was unusually cold, and it dragged on and on and on. And in March, we had horrendous sand clouds coming over from the Sahara, which is not that far away in the south. And everywhere was orange, and we got the sand rain, the mud rain. Yeah, really bad, and very unusual for March. It's usually proper spring and sunny and warm, as is most days. But we had another problem we needed to deal with. This door, it was only about this high, so you can imagine trying to get in and out, and the number of people that banged their heads on it. So I had to lift it up. I had to do whatever I could. But if you can see, these are the floor joists for upstairs. So that's the highest I could possibly go. I had to prop the joists inside, take out the old lintels, which are olive and almond, 3 chunks, and put this piece of steel in that they sat back on, and managed to get that. It's just about right. I'm a whisker short of 6 foot, and I can just get in without banging my head, so most people can. So that was quite a big project actually, and all this stonework was all rebuilt up there, and the sides, we've still not finished the inside yet, but we'll do that when we come to do the kitchen, which is just the other side of the door here. I also put a stable door on it, which is, we've got a blind cat called Jessie, so it's great because we can shut that but leave the air for ventilation, and we can either keep her in, keep her out, you know, so it works well, and it looks very nice as well. April saw was starting the mammoth task, huge task of doing the old corral, which is behind me. This was just a complete mess. The first thing we wanted to do was get some glass in it. It's never had any glass in it for like 150 years. It just had wooden shutters. So the first bulk of the month was spent. Now you can see that window behind me there. That was a solid window. We had to open that one up, and this one at the front just needed modifying to take a window. But yeah, that was a bit of a huge effort. Then when they were done, we needed to do some work on the floor, the step just inside the door as you go in, to match that up to the existing part of the floor, because it was just a big pile of rubble basically. April was also the month that we got the roof done. I'd actually done the apartment roof myself up there. Here's a couple of pictures. But we had a couple of guys in who came and did it. They replaced all the broken tiles, pointed all the ridges in, cleaned all the old rubbish off, rebuilt the chimneys, and the price they charged, it just wouldn't have been worth me doing it myself. It was a massive job. As you can see, it's looking absolutely fantastic. it doesn't leak. We have got one little leak, but I can solve that myself, no problem, I think. Another job to come up in the future. But yeah, very, very happy with the work that they did, and you know, it actually essentially saved the building as well. We went into May after that, with all the windows done and everything. The floor kind of sorted, started rebuilding some of the old crumbling stonework inside the building. Spent about maybe a week or 10 days on that, maybe a little bit, maybe 2 weeks, and then decided summer was coming, we needed to try and get this courtyard done. We spend a lot of time out here in the summer. Started clearing the area, got the railway sleepers that are up there now, and made our smoker. Yeah, that took quite a bit of time as well. We did a couple of videos on it, I think. It's had some armour over the summer. It doesn't look quite as it did when it was pristine new, but it still works perfectly. It's still excellent indeed. It's actually New Year's Day tomorrow, the 1st of January, and we're going to be out. I've got a couple of friends coming over. We're going to be putting it to use again because the forecast is to be like this. In June, we made the gate at the back, the entrance to the courtyard, put all this stone down here, built the cover for the barbecue and a little table and stuff. Of course, we pick our time because it was starting to get to 40-degree temperatures. This bit over here is still not finished. We were going to deck it, but we've now decided that we're going to do that in stone, the same as this as well, so it'll all be a uniform area. The problem is finding stones. When walking the dogs up in the hills up there, we've been selecting out little piles we can go around with the car and pick them up when we're ready. But yes, so it made our summer better though, because we had shade for the barbecue and at least some sort of area that we could enjoy. July saw the monumental task of starting pointing these walls inside and outside. We worked outside as long as we could. As you can see, we got a big chunk of it done, but there's still quite a lot to do. It got far too hot, even with the shade cloth over to keep us cool and keep the lime mortar cool. It still got far too hot, but we had plenty to do inside, and we managed to get all the pointing in the old corral that we were renovating, restoring, and got all that out of the way as well, which made us very happy. It's a long, slow, tedious, but very satisfying process. And then in August, it was still super hot, but we built this fence and gate on here to finish off this area. Lovely. And then the next job was the lime washing in the old corral, which totally transformed it and pretty much made it finished, I think. Apart from, of course, all the cabinetry in there, all the woodwork and the joinery, which we made a start on. We also started a massive upgrade of our solar system. Took the delivery of the generator, which we then built a little house for it, I suppose that's what you want to call it. Added the final solar panel to the arrays, and yeah, it's something we really needed to do because we've been struggling. Those that you saw, there's videos on all this stuff in great detail, by the way, if you anything that interests you, you want to flick back through. So yeah, a lot got done in August. That's when little Alfie came to us as well. Some friends, neighbours found him just wandering about. His eyes were in a terrible state, he was in a terrible state, manky, covered in fleas and stuff. And as you've seen recently, he's alright, booming around everywhere. And in October, we got the cabinetry finished, all the units and stuff in the old corral, and made a start on the little cupboards for the old animal troughs. We also got all our solar finished. Here's the finished thing. We got our massive lithium battery, the new inverter, everything all neat, nice, and it's working absolutely fantastically. It was a hell of a job. But since then, we've never looked back on our power. We've got the generator, which starts automatically should we get a couple of cloudy days in a row, which we do occasionally. Keeps it all ticking over. It only runs for about 30 minutes and puts enough in the batteries. Even if we get a cloudy day, what's in the cloud, light from the cloud will still then carry on and generally top the batteries right up. So absolutely made up with that. What a life changing that was. And I put a little solar panel on the battery, on the generator, to make sure that was always charged up and was always going to start, because it doesn't run that often. November saw the Corral, a momentous occasion, completely and totally finished. I was so happy with the way it came out, and it works brilliantly. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. A lot of work that was, spread over nearly 12 months. And then we started to have a look at this little room here, which is going to be, I don't know, a little bar, a little storeroom, we're not sure yet. I'm going to put some power in it. We started on the stonework, and trying to assess all the damage really, how bad it was and what needed to be done, to get that restored, renovated. And December, which is pretty much where we're up to now, we got the roof on this, which went not too bad. It all went well. Chris from Tales from the Quayside came over to give me a hand, started on all the stonework, rebuilding it. We got a fair bit of it done, and then for our hot water is just solar. We put a control panel on that to keep the level automatically full, and so we can use an electric heating element in it. Should we get succession of cloudy days, the generator be running any way possible to charge the batteries. We can get hot water that way as well. It's about where we're at. If you remember, if you saw those videos, they sent the wrong heating element. We finally got the correct one, so that'll be going in as soon as, and try and get this little thing boxed off and finished as well. So again, thank you so much. It's been a hell of a year, and when we look back how much we've done, it amazes us really, staggers us. It's so much, even though maybe on a weekly basis quite often there's not much progress at all, but it all builds up to a massive lot, and we're so looking forward to 2023 and cracking on with it, getting more stuff done, hopefully get this courtyard done or in a better condition, get this little room finished. I think we're going to be putting a floor in upstairs in the apartment, looking at downstairs a bit more as well, getting some windows in there because there aren't any, just wooden things that don't work very well, and to give us some light in there, make that into a better space. We've got it all to do still, and so thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you so much to everyone that supported the channel throughout the year. It's very much appreciated, and we couldn't do it without you. Yes, so wishing you all a massively happy, successful, prosperous, healthy 2023, and we'll be cracking on.